Good evening. How are you? Oh, Joyce, how are you? I missed you so much. Yeah, long time ago, Joyce. You didn't join. How are you? I didn't see your message. Now I saw your message. Let's start. Today we have new names. Welcome to our group. Welcome to our team, the chemistry lovers team. Today, if you remember, today is round 4. We're done with atoms, and this was the first part, atomic structures and atoms. And then the second part, we were talking about ionic bond. And then last class, last Friday, we were talking about covalent bond. And for today, we are going to finish the last 2 parts of bonding, which is giant covalent and metallic bond. Okay? I hope inshallah this is going to be so easy for you. This is the last part. For today we're going to be done inshallah with bonding, and then next class but inshallah we're going to do past papers. We're going to do mixed past papers. I will show you how we will do the past papers. Usually the students, they are feeling confused about answering past papers. So I will give you some tricks of how you are going, once you find the question, how to answer it. Okay, so inshallah this is going to be next week. Okay, and once we're done with the meeting, I'm going to download the meeting. I'm going to upload it on YouTube, so you can, if you want to recheck again the meeting anytime, you can check you just subscribe on the YouTube so you can see the video anytime. Once it's going to be uploaded, you will know no it's there. I don't put once it's uploaded, I don't write on the group. But if you best subscribed on the channel, it's going to show you that the video is uploaded. The video at least take 1 day. The past paper will be for Cambridge or Edexcel. Lamar, I can do mix Cambridge and Edexcel if you want. I will say and this is Cambridge, I will say and this is Edexcel. By the way, Lamar, thank you. Tammy is replying on the group. Thank you. By the way, Lamar, ideas of the bonding is almost the same in the past papers. Is almost the same. اللي هو draw dot cross diagram of any example, whatever the example is. It's going whatever قصدي ionic, covalent, metallic, it's the same questions almost. It's not going to be that different. Don't worry. Okay, هي نفس التريكس. especially كمان الquestions اللي فيها tables. There are some questions اللي هي فيها tables وفيها a lot of numbers كده. Which one, and he will ask you about under the table, which one solid, which one liquid, which one gas, which one ionic solid, which one metallic bond, which one giant covalent. Questions D for all the students, it's so tricky. Even in my class, if anyone in my class in the school here in the meeting today, I always give them these questions in class. These are so confusing. Inshallah, once we're done with the bonding for today, we are going to do I hope we are going to be done today. If not, we're going to complete next class and we will do past papers. Okay, yalla, let's start. If you remember, I was talking about last class, I was talking about covalent bond, but the covalent bond that we were talking about last class, all of them, we call them simple molecular compounds. What do I mean by the word simple molecular compounds? It means in هم small compounds. They are not big, they are not giant. All of them, they are simple. Like what? Like water, carbon dioxide. Do you remember? It was all non-metals. But all of them, they were small compounds. Water, carbon dioxide, methane. You're going to find all of them gases, liquids. All of them simple compounds. Sometimes مثلا there was a question في Cambridge and Edexcel, and they was asking what is the type of bond in ammonia. So the answer should be some simple, it's supposed to be covalent compound. If he asks you this molecule is a simple covalent molecule. It's a small one. It's most of the covalent compounds, you're going to find them gases, liquids. فعشان كده كلهم simple. They are simple ones. لكن not all the covalent compounds are simple. لا, في 3 examples, we are going to take them today. These are exceptions. These are called giant covalent. This is what we are going to take today, inshallah. طيب, if anyone is a newcomer for our class, at the end, I'm going to give you the link for the chemistry lovers group, so you can join our groups. And I'm going to put yes, ya Malik. Good job, ya Maluk. I'm going to tell you بقى يعني you can check the previous classes that you missed. Okay, يلا بينا. Let's start. So for giant covalent بقى the 3 examples that we are going to study for giant covalent. What are these 3 examples? We have diamond, we have graphite, we have silicon dioxide. So diamond, graphite, silicon dioxide, these 3 examples are for giant covalent. Okay, طيب, let's talk about one by one, and I'm going to tell you while we are working how the questions is going to be in the past papers. Okay, I was using now the PowerPoint, so that's why you're going to find that I was right. I was explaining, yeah, so it's fine, no problem. When we are talking about the 3 compounds, as I told you, diamond, graphite, silicon dioxide, you need to know first of all إنه الdiamond والgraphite both of them they are made of the same element. يعني both of them they are made of إيه؟ Both of them made of carbon. الdiamond والgraphite both of them made of carbon. It's the same substance. Okay, طب why they are different? They are having totally different properties, totally different. طب why they are different? Because their structure is different. يعني when we will check now diamond, you will find that the diamond looks like this, tetrahedral. This is the diamond. It looks like tetrahedral structure. Like when we talk about graphite, we will know it looks like hexagonal rings. So they are totally different. Okay, but the point is both of them they are made of carbon. يعني both of them they are made of carbon, but the structure is different. Are these exceptions come in the exam, the BF3 and SO2, because they're a bit confusing? بصي يا لمار, yes, they could be in the exam, but as I told you, يعني yes, these are allotropes يا لولي, that's true. It could be in the exams, but we're not going to have more examples than these, so don't worry. The most common one يا لمار هم these questions. يعني حتى في Edexcel this year الناس if you are joining for October, November, these examples were there even in October, November this year. The ones who took the exam last week, again, they were there in the exam. We take care, Edexcel students, if now we are having any Edexcel student, take care, October, November for this year, they started changing the questions. يعني normally في Edexcel, the questions are repeated same, copy paste every year, most of the years. This year in October, November, they started somehow give the questions are indirect. They are easy, but indirect. Okay? يعني take care. Edexcel students, you need to work hard. Okay? أيوة والله كانوا indirect قوي. أهو صح يا جوجو؟ جوجو, one of the students who joined for October, November this year. She was one of my students in the school last year in grade 9. And she texted me, she sent me a very nice message, and she said, thank you, these classes helped her. So that's why I want you بقى كمان يعني to get use of these classes, to be like her one day. Can you explain the except? Okay, يلا مور حاضر when I'm done. Okay, no problem. يلا بينا. So, as I said, diamond with graphite. For this question, يا جوجو, was there in your exam this year. Diamond and graphite, as I said, both of them, they are having same chemical compound. يعني both of them, they are made of carbon. أيوة كان موجود. Oh, correct. They told me it was there. Both of them, they are made of carbon, but the structure is different. طب what do we call this? Since both compounds are made of the same element, يعني both of them are made of carbon, but the structure is different, we call this allotropes. We call this allotropes, same like what Luli said. طيب, allotropes is not a common question in the past papers. It's not a common one, but we need to know it. Maybe it will be there in the exams. So if he asks you what's meant by allotropes, allotropes, it means in both elements, they are made of the same substance. يعني both substances, they are made of the same element. Both of them, they are made of carbon. Okay, but they have different structure. يعني both of them, they have totally different structure, and this is what we are going to see now. But at the end, يعني I'm going to start by diamond, then I'm going to talk about graphite, then at the end, I'm going to talk about silicon dioxide. Okay, يلا, let's start. So, if I'm going to talk about, let's start by diamond. What do you know about diamond? Number 1, you need to know the structure. Number 2, you need to know the properties, the physical properties. Okay, يبقى number one, you need to know the structure. Number two, you need to know the physical properties. Okay, طيب, let's start. Diamond. The first question that will be asked in the diamond, what is the structure for diamond? Who can tell me? Only physical? Yes, only physical. We don't need except physical. That's true. Hey, do any of you know? What do we call this? Tet?
Each carbon atom is
Tetrahedral.
covalently
Correct.
bonded to 4 carbon atoms in tetrahedral structure.
Correct. That's true. Correct. Mama also answered. Bravo. Lamor, bravo. Mohamed, bravo. Good job, Joyce. Bravo. I missed your name, yeah, Joyce, in the chat. They are having high melting point because they are hard and used in cutting. Correct, yeah, Lamor. Good job. So again, as they said, the structure. If I ask you what is the structure for diamond, you're going to say correct, yeah, Moro. Bravo. If I'm going to ask you unmatched hardness, conductivity, thermal conductivity, bravo, Taline, bravo. So I'm going to say, for diamond, the structure. When do I say tetrahedral? If I ask you only about the structure. Like if I ask you about the properties and you said tetrahedral, I'm so sorry, they will cut the mark. يبقى tetrahedral only if I ask you about the structure. طيب. You can say tetrahedral or tetrahedron. Both are correct. طيب. Every carbon here is connected to how many carbon atoms? It's make
4.
every carbon, exactly. Every carbon is making 4 covalent bond. 1, 2, 3, 4. طب this is again another carbon. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again another carbon. Any carbon. This one. 1, 2, 3, 4. يبقى every carbon atom is making 4 covalent bond. Perfect. برافو يا جوجو. طيب. In the exam, the first question or the second question, he will ask you, what are the physical properties for diamond? طب if he asks you, what are the physical properties of diamond? Tetrahedral. What does tetrahedral mean? Look يا لولي, tetrahedral, it means tetra, it means 4. Do you know, like when I say mono, it means 1. Di, it means 2. Tri, it means 3. Tetra, it means 4. So when I say tetrahedral, يعني this means it has 4 bonds or 4 sides. Okay? يلا. Let's talk about physical properties. You're most welcome, sweetheart. So let's talk about physical properties. لأنه sometimes when I ask you about physical properties, the student, they don't know how to answer it. So pay attention بقى. When I ask you in general in chemistry, what's meant by physical properties, you need to talk about number one, is it hard? Is it soft? Number two, does it have high melting point or low melting point? Does it have high melting point or low melting point? Number three, does it conduct electricity? Well, it's not. Number four, is it soluble in water or not? So these are the main, soluble in water or not. So these are the main properties for the main physical properties for the main physical properties that you need to talk about. طيب, let's start. Correct يا جوجو, برافو. Correct Lamar. Excellent. طيب, let's start by the first one. Is the diamond hard ولا is it soft?
It's hard.
Yes, it's very hard. It's one, يعني we can say it's the hardest natural substance. يعني if you check, when we were in the college, we studied something called Moore scale. It was showing the natural substance from 1 to 10. Can you imagine in the diamond was the highest in this scale? يعني it took the strongest or the hardest natural substance because it's really hard. Okay, طيب, he will ask you in the exam, why does it have high melting or boiling point? He will ask you, why does it have high melting or boiling point? Okay, you can say why it's hard or why it has high melting and boiling point. It's the same answer. I told you before, any question for chemistry related to melting and boiling point, you need to answer the same answer. You're going to talk about what? Forces and energies. The force and the energy. Here, you have how many? Correct, bravo. Ronnie, bravo. وتالين برافو وماوا وسلوم نايف excellent ومارو excellent good job you're the best. So I'm going to say, if I'm talking about forces, I'm going to say because I have 4 strong covalent bond. If I have 4 strong covalent bond, يبقى this means you need large amount of energy to break the force. Correct يا لولي. That's true. So once again, when I talk about the forces, I need to say 4 strong covalent bond, so large amount required to break the forces. برافو يا سلوم. طيب if you talk about it has 4 strong covalent bond only and I didn't يعني if you talk about forces only and you didn't say that you need large amount of energy to break it they will cut 1 mark. But take care, you need to say both. يعني you need to say انه strong forces of attraction وانها need large amount of energy to break. Okay, لانه 1 mark 1 mark. طيب next he will ask you, does the diamond conduct electricity ولا it's not? I told you before, when I talk about electricity, I don't want except 2 points. Either it has
poor conductor electricity.
Yes, يعني it doesn't conduct electricity. طيب
هيكون بعد كده لما اليوم كلهم كانوا كليات وهو عايز زي الاهبل
يمن
هيقول لك طب انا ما ذاكرتش ليه؟
I'm sorry, Yemen. I muted you. I'm so sorry. But we don't want to disturb the meeting. No, it doesn't. Correct, Ferry. Lamar also did it. Bravo. So, Turkey, good job. Naya, good job. Mawa, good job. So, Mu'taz, Ronnie, good job. So, once I'm going to talk about electricity, I'm going to say, it's not going to conduct. So, why it's not going to conduct?
Don't have free moving electron.
Exactly. Carbon is 4. Am I right? So since, correct يا ماما, good job. So since carbon is 6, يبقى this means 2 and 4. يبقى outer shell, it has how many electron?
4.
4. طيب, does the diamond use the 4 electrons in the outer shell? What do you think? What do you think? Does it use all the electrons in the outer shell ولا it use part of it? It used them all. It used 1 electron in here, 1 electron here, 1 electron here, 1 electron here. So no more electrons that are free. Exactly, bro. So no more electrons are free, so it can conduct electricity. Am I right? Am I right? So that's why it will not conduct electricity. But if he come in the exam and he will ask you, yes, correct, ya Turkey. So if he asks you, why does the diamond doesn't conduct electricity? You're going to say it doesn't conduct electricity because no mobile electrons or no free delocalized electrons. There is no. So that's why it will never conduct electricity. Okay? Because there was having 4 electrons in the outer shell, it used all the 4 in these 4 bonding. So no more electrons are used in bonding. Yeah. Okay? طيب. Next. Is it soluble in water or it's insoluble? What do you think?
It is. It is.
Exactly. That's true. It is insoluble in water. So it is insoluble in water. That's true. Like this, we finished all the physical properties. It's hard, high melting and boiling point. It doesn't conduct electricity and it's insoluble in water. Good job, Yatalin. Bravo. طيب. Then I want, after we're done with these physical properties, I need to know the uses. Before we take the other part, I need to know the uses. So what do you think about the uses? What do we use diamond in? Correct?
Cutting tool.
Exactly. طبعا all the girls are going to tell me jewelry. All the girls, as usual, every year. All the girls, they don't think about jewelry. All the boys, they think about cutting and drilling. This happens, so déjà vu, all my life. I will tell you. A diamond is used in both jewelry and it's used also in cutting and drilling. طيب. Can this be a question in the exam? Yes, it could be. طيب, if I ask you why cutting and drilling?
Because it's hard.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yes, he can give you a question why does diamond used in cutting and drilling? Why? So I'm going to say because it is hard, as you said. Because it is hard, so as it has 4 strong covalent bonds, so large amount of energy required to break the bonds. Okay. Or the next one, I can ask you why it's used in jewelry. So if I ask you why the diamond is used in jewelry,
because it's expensive and rare.
Really? No. Yani
Because
anything
shiny.
that is expensive and rare, we're going to make jewelry from?
It's
Because
shiny.
it doesn't break.
It's shiny.
Because it's shiny. Yes, that's true. Correct. Bravo, good job. Taline is saying it's one of the most admired stones on the planet Earth and has been one of the most sought after jewels for thousands of years. يا سلام يا تالين. Romantic أوي يا تالين. So again, يبقى we use that, as we said, we use it in jewelry and we use it in cutting and drilling rocks. Do you know how cutting and drilling? Before I was talking about my students, there is, do you know the oil rigs? The oil rigs that break the underground and take the oil from below the earth. You're going to find these oil rigs. It has very small parts, very small pieces of diamond. Because as I told you, it's really hard. Okay? طيب. Like this, we said everything about the diamond. So, yes, thank you, Miss Yunaif. Let's talk about our second guest for today, which is graphite. يلا. What about graphite بقى? What do you know about graphite? Graphite, Turkey كمان is sending the same message. ماشي يا تركي. So I'm going to talk about graphite. Graphite, again, it is carbon. يبقى diamond with graphite, both of them, they are made of carbon. But the difference is, as you see, the structure is totally different. طب if I ask you, Taline, what is the structure بقى for graphite? You're going to say hexagonal rings. Hexa. Now, Luli will ask me, Miss, what do I mean, Miss, by hexagonal? What do I mean by the word hexagonal? Hexa, it means hexa. 6. Again, for sure you took it. You studied this in math. Hexa, it means 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it is 6 sides. That's why we call it hexagonal planar rings. Or you can say hexagonal rings. This is the structure for graphite. For being tough, flexible, light, with a high resistance. That's true, Italy. Metallic cluster, good conductor of electricity, composed of hexagonal rings, soft, high melting, boiling point, low density, chemically stable. Good job. Good job, Abdullah. Graphene stands out for being tough. Bravo, Turkey. ايه بس ال A-star students دول. Excellent. طيب. So if I'm going to talk about graphite, I'm going to say, as I said, if I ask you about the structure, you will say the structure is tetrahedral structure. Sorry, hexagonal rings. طيب. Because it looks like rings كده, it looks like the rings. طيب, also it's in the form of layers. It is in the form of layers. But if I ask you about the structure, you need to say hexagonal rings. Well, I will tell you when you will talk about layers. طيب, the layers بقى, these layers you're going to find here يا حلا. Hello يا حلا. You used to be the first one to join يا حلا. Today you're late.
والله يا مس كنت بلعب بقى بره في الحديقة ولسه جاي.
It's fine يا روحي. Welcome back. So all the time you're going to find the forces between the layers is going to be weak forces. يعني the forces between the layers of graphite, it's weak forces. That's why all the time you're going to find the layers slide over each others. Okay? So again, graphite, as I told you, it's formed of layers with the forces between the layers is really weak. That's why the layers slide over each others. Graphite is a giant covalent, each carbon 3 covalent, the carbon layers hexagonal, no covalent bond. Correct, Italian, bravo. Delocalize, صح, graphite giant covalent, correct, bravo. Bravo, Turkey. Excellent. So again, if I'm going to talk about graphite, I'm going to say it's hexagonal rings. I'm going to say that the forces between the layers is really weak. That's why the graphite can slide over each other's. Okay, all the layers, these layers can slide over each other's لأنه forces between them are really weak. طيب, if he asks you about conduction of electricity بقى من ال properties, ال physical properties, is it conducting ولا it's not? Let's see. Again, it's carbon, so it's 2, 4. I need to check I need to check the outer shell. Does it have, if it's making 4 covalent bond, يبقى it's not going to conduct. If it's making 3, so it conduct. Many strong covalent bonds must be broken large amount of energy to break. So correct يا فاري. Bravo Mawa. So again, as you see here, in the carbon is having 4 electrons in the outer shell. Type, how many bonds does the carbon do? 1, 2, 3. Again, this is carbon. 1, 2, 3. Again, this is another carbon. 1, 2, 3. So every carbon is making 3 covalent bond. So since it's making 3 covalent bond, that's why there is 1 more electron that is not, that it's free electron. It's not used in sharing. That's why this electron is going to be responsible for conducting what? This electron is going to be responsible for conducting electricity. Correct, Yalamor, bravo. So once again, when I ask you for graphite, now I'm talking about physical properties بقى. Okay? So if I ask you what are the physical properties of graphite, does the graphite conduct electricity? I will say yes, it conducts electricity. Why? Because it has free delocalized electrons. أو free moving electron. لأنه عندها في الأوتر shell 4 وهي it make 3 bonds بس. So that's why there is 1 free electron that is used to conduct electricity. طيب, I want to ask you something, Miss. So if we put the graphene part of pencil in a circle. Yes, for sure, يا Luli, it will conduct. Luli is asking, طب Miss, هو احنا if we put a piece of graphite in a circuit of electricity, is it going to conduct? 100% it's going to conduct. I will tell you something. Do you know, يا Luli, the battery? If you check the battery from inside, you're going to find in there is a rod. If you open كده, بس طبعا don't do this يعني. But if you check a photo for any battery with a longitudinal section كده, some a long section يعني section كده by يعني you will check the battery from inside, you will find إنه all this is a black part. There is a rod كده inside in the middle of the battery. This is made of graphite because it conducts electricity. If the graphite doesn't conduct electricity, I will never put it in a battery. Logic? If you put an ACL solution in a circuit, it will light. أكيد for sure يا رمار. If it's a solution, it will. That's true. Teacher, I have a question. Yes, Taleen. Abdullah, is graphite same as granite? No, 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 no. Abdullah, they are totally different. الجرافايت, you know what's graphite يا Abdullah? الجرافايت اللي هو عارف الفحم؟ اللي هو black substance that we use. Yes, this one اللي هو الكول. It's not granite. الجرانيت ده it's a sedimentary rock, totally different. This is الجرافايت is not a rock. او يعني التكستشر totally different. لكن الجرانيت ده sedimentary rock جاي من السيدمنتس و from earth, يعني حاجه composition مختلف خالص. Okay, why is the graphite color is black? هو الكالر بتاعه black. You understand? That's great. You're most welcome, dear. هو الكالر يتالين is black. طب why the diamond is shiny crystals? No reason. هو this is the color. It doesn't have a reason, yeah. Farida, graphite is the thing in the pencil. Yes, that's true. بصي يا فري, البنسل, if you are having any pencil, you're going to find a pencil lid اللي هي مش عارفة, do you know the pencil lid اللي هي part, if this is your pencil بيبقى في part كده اللي هي pencil lid اللي هي the part that we write with. This part is made of graphite with lead. That's why ليه بقى, why do we use لأن برضو this is a question in the exam. Why do we use it in pencils? لأنه الجرافايت is soft and slippery. يعني it can write on a paper. Okay, you can use it to write on any paper. This is the graphite. Okay. Why بقى أصلا الجرافايت is soft and slippery? لأنه layers, as I told you, layers slide over each others. For this what makes the graphite soft and slippery. Yes, يا Lamor, that's true. They are used as lubricants. I'm going to explain the uses now. The intermolecular forces. Yes, because the intermolecular forces are weak. That's true. The forces between the layers are so weak. طيب, I want to tell you something. For the Edexcel students, in the exam, I will tell you كده, there is a question that is a little bit different in Cambridge and Edexcel. يعني for a Cambridge student, when he asks you, does the graphite conduct electricity? You will say, yes, it conducts لأنه it has free delocalized electron. لأنه as I told you, هو بيعمل 3 bonds only. So that's why في one more electron that is free electron, free to move يعني. Don't say free electron only. They will not give you the mark. You need to say free electron that is free to move. Don't say free only. This is wrong. طيب, for Edexcel students بقى, sometimes the question that is not going to be only 2 marks. Sometimes this question is a 3-mark questions. If it's going to be a 3 marks question, you need to say, because the graphite is having 4 electrons in the outer shell, it makes 3 covalent bonds, so there is one more free moving electron, that's why it conducts electricity. يعني for Cambridge we don't choose this. لكن for Edexcel you need to say the whole story if the question is a 3 marks one. Okay. Okay.
Miss,
Yes, the forces are weak. The forces between them يناف. Yes, it's weak. Yes, dear, tell me.
هو احنا ممكن نقول ان هو conduct electricity عشان هو عنده free moving electrons.
Yes, you can. You're Cambridge or Edexcel?
Cambridge.
Yes, you can. In Cambridge, it's a 1 mark question or 2 marks question. For 1 mark or 2 mark, you can say, بس ما تقوليش free electrons. You need to say free delocalized electron. I will show you something. Free delocalized electron. You got my point? لأنه the word free is a 1 mark question. أو free delocalized أو free moving electron. To take the 2 marks. بصوا, I want to show you the graphite. This is how the graphite. You see electron ده? All the time, these electrons are free to move. These electrons, the red electrons دول, these electrons are responsible for conducting electricity. These ones. لأنه every carbon supposed to have 4 electrons في outer shell, بس it makes 3 bonds only. فالfree electrons دول هم دول responsible for conducting electricity. Okay? Can I say free delocalized electron that flow easily through the structure? Yes, يا Lamar. This is a complete answer. Can you please repeat again how to answer the question about graphite in Edexcel? يا ريتو طبعا I can. بصي يا ريتو, in Edexcel, but in not all questions. في question في Edexcel, it was more than once. Why graphite conduct electricity? Well, question was more, يعني this part كانت alone كده 3 marks. هو honestly الquestion كان more than 1 part, بس البارت بتاعت electricity كانت عليها 3 marks لوحدها. طيب, how shall I answer this لو الquestion كان عليه 3 marks في Edexcel? I'm going to say, because the carbon is having 4 electrons in the outer shell, and the graphite is making 3 covalent bonds. So since it's making 3 covalent bonds, there is 1 free moving electron that can be used in conducting electricity. Don't worry يا ريتو, even if you missed any part or you want to repeat any part, you can check الفيديو on YouTube. يعني by tomorrow هو بس الفيديو to be uploaded on YouTube, it takes almost 1 day. يعني إن شاء الله by tomorrow it will be there. If you subscribe, you will find that once the video is there, you will find you can watch the record again if you want. Okay? Well, let's start. We are going to find برضو if anyone didn't see the atom, the ionic bond, لأنه next. Sorry, the Zoom disconnected as usual. Yeah, let's continue. Okay, so we said almost everything about the graphite. Let's talk about silicon dioxide. If I'm going to talk about silicon dioxide is almost same properties like diamond. It's again tetrahedral. يعني it's the same, it looks the same like diamond. It is tetrahedral structure. If I